For dinner, I made some Jiffy mixed biscuits, well, slash muffins, some cheesy broccoli, and some chicken. This is my son's plate. So I am just waking up, and they hold so many grudges here, I swear. Because on top of the eviction, okay, I'm gonna go back to the eviction. The eviction, they said I had to. Oh well, it wasn't. That wasn't. Well, I got evicted because of I was too. I was verbally aggressive with the office worker. Get that out the way. Okay, so um, but I signed up for AMHA, and they told me I had to wait three. So that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I think I'm about to be going to AMHA because I need clarity on their behalf. But they said 3 years. I wait 3 years, and then everything should be expunged to where I can reapply for apartments. So then they went back 6 years, and they said, "Oh, you have a fee of $1,000 of damages." And like I said, it was three holes in the wall, and it was writing on the wall that wasn't my child's, but they made it seem like it was my child. And I told them at the beginning that that writing on the wall was not my child's. It said Liliana. That's a whole different child, and that writing would not come off the wall. So I was charged for that. And I applied after 3 years. I waited 3 whole years, and I applied, and they said I couldn't I couldn't get the apartment because of that. So yeah, that's one thing in Akron that's holding me back from getting an apartment. So then I was like, well, maybe I should just go ahead and get a job, pay off the fee, and then that'll get me back to getting me on. Then I can just chalk that up because obviously, because I talked to my mom said it was like, she was like, a lot of things have changed. So regardless if I reapply, regardless if I go down there and make amends with them, they're still going to be like, oh, well, you have this amount of damages and you can't apply. Even after they said after 3 years it'll be expunged to where I could reapply. So I was like, I'm gonna just chalk it up and I'm gonna just apply for. I'm gonna apply after I start working because they're holding that against me to where I can't get an apartment at all unless that is paid off, I guess. So then I called a shelter, and I'm talking. Well, they was like they got a room available, but then they talking about I gotta go back to the office and get a reinstatement fee because in 2020 I was escorted out by the police because I wanted to smoke a cigarette. Mind you, I remember that incident because that night where I wanted to smoke a cigarette, the one lady, it was a lady there that said, "Oh, if you want to smoke a cigarette, just make sure your child is in the bed and he's asleep, so that you can come down and you can smoke a cigarette." That's what I was told. But then I guess that lady wasn't there, and when I went down to smoke a cigarette this time, she was like, "Oh, you can't smoke a cigarette," or something like that. I was like, "But my son is asleep." So I said, "If my son is asleep, I can come down and smoke a cigarette." And like, "No, you can't smoke a cigarette. You have to go back to your room," or something like that. And at that time, I was really addicted to cigarettes, so it's just like I had to smoke this cigarette, like, and I was escorted out by the police because I wanted to smoke a cigarette. So now they're telling me that I have to come in and do a reinstatement fee, I guess. Do a reinstatement application so that I can go back into the shelter. I don't know what. That's why I asked her. I was like, "So what happens after I sign the form? Because I'm not coming down to sign a form if y'all still not gonna take me in." And she said, "So they have meetings on Wednesday. So if I go in and sign the form, then I guess Wednesday they will discuss what happened then, and they will make up their minds about whether I come in or not. That's what I'm assuming. So hopefully that's the case. But I don't know. We gonna see. I don't know if I should even go ahead and sign this form. Um, they can discuss it or not. I don't know. They said they have their meetings Wednesday. They're like, remember we have our meetings Wednesday. I'm like, okay. So if I go and pick up this application and sign off on this reinstatement application, and y'all have your meetings Wednesday to discuss what's going on, like why you keep reminding me that y'all have your meetings Wednesday. I don't have the meeting Wednesday. Y'all have the meeting Wednesday. So is they gonna discuss my form to where I could be reinstated into this shelter? Like, I don't know what's going on, but yeah. That's my update. I'm still on the freaking homeless hotline, so I guess I'll check in with the homeless hotline and still keep up on that, just because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back in because they have that. They're holding that over my head. So, yeah, like 9 times out of 10, I didn't miss my first. Well, I was supposed to have an appointment this morning for my Social Security, and I didn't get a call. I thought that was the call, but that wasn't their call. So I called them back thinking it was Social Security, but it wasn't Social Security. So I called. So I obviously they didn't call me yet. But yeah, I was supposed to have an appointment with them this morning, a phone appointment. So I didn't get that call, and so I don't know where to go from here. Like I looked up some freaking I looked up some low income housing. Like since I do have a little income, like I have a little bit of income. Since I have a little bit of income, I could apply for these housings and see if I can get in at all. So that's my next step, because I can go into low income housing while I'm waiting on the Social Security, and I can figure out that situation, get a job, and eventually down the line, if I still need AMHA, I can get on AMHA, but most likely I'm not going to need them anymore. So, but yeah, I could still get on AMHA, just in case, because it's just like, I mean, if I could get, I could get on, I could still get on AMHA because I know how low income housing is. So yeah, I wrote down a few places to apply for, and I might look into these because, like I said, as long as you have income, you can get in, income based. So that's my next step. I'm gonna just have to figure out how to get into these income based apartments while I'm sitting here, even though, this is temporarily because I am supposed to be leaving out of here. That's why I'm trying to get into shelters, because I'm supposed to be getting out of here because of this situation, I can't be here long, and that's what I was trying to explain to them. Like, just because I'm under my mom's roof don't mean I have shelter. Like, I have to be out of here. That's why I'm looking for shelter. But yeah, and I wasn't gonna look into these apartments and stuff until I got into shelter, because that had just, clear my head of, at least I'm in a shelter to where I can look forward now, and I gotta focus on shelter. But being, I don't, it's a lot to figure out. So that's a little update on my situation. Good morning. It's Friday. No matter what the day is, it makes no difference to me. Thank God it's Friday for anybody who you know, see Friday as, oh, you know, we got a busy life, and thank God it's Friday. I'm about to chill out, relax, you know. Thank God it's Friday to be off, but I will see y'all next time. That's just a little update of what's going on. Bye.